So I'm going to start with a little warm up for us. So we're going to start a little slower. We'll start with some breathing, just kind of get into our bodies. I am going to incorporate a little bit of ballet in the warm up. So I might throw out some terms. I'll give you some descriptions of what it is. If you don't know ballet at all, don't worry about it. Just move your body. I like to always say at the beginning of my classes, especially when we get to the kind of the upbeat Zumba part of this, you don't ever have to be at the pace I am. We're going to give faster and slower options. And you don't ever have to look like me. In fact, you shouldn't, because it's dance and it's art and we should all look different. So you could literally be doing your own wild thing. The point is to just move and have fun to this music. So I'm giving you a loose guideline on what we're doing. So for this first one, again, seated or standing, we're going to start with kind of a nice, easy warm up.
Okay, here we go.
Alrighty, so wherever you are in space, whether you're sitting or you're standing, just take a moment to really feel where your body is. So maybe you close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or maybe you keep them open, but just really feel every part of your body. Start to feel your skin in the air, right? Can you feel your back muscles, the front of your body, the sides, and really start to take a few big deep breaths. So like filling your torso as if it was a soda can, right? Big 360 degree breath and big exhale. Good. And you can start to move your chest with this. You kind of start to shrug your shoulders as you inhale and exhale, release everything down forward. So just really gentle, start to wake up. Take one more big breath like this, moving your shoulders over your ears. Good. And then finding the big exhale. On this next one, we're going to reach even longer. So you can add your arms all the way up if that feels like a good stretch for you. Good. And then on the exhale, really press wide. Start to feel your back, feel all that space you can take up. Good. One more just like this. Focusing your energy up towards the sky. Good. And then exhaling, releasing it all down, pressing through your muscles. Good. So we're going to find some bends in our body. We call this a plie ballet. That can be in your knees, it can be in your torso, it can be both. Wherever you want to feel this, move your arms. Just find a nice big bend in some joint of the body. And then a big stretch. So whatever you're bending, you're really warming up that joint. Today. And a big stretch, a big lift. So let's do one more. This is going to be the biggest bend that you have in that part of the right. The biggest, the biggest, the biggest. And then the biggest stretch. You're taller than you already started this class. Good. And then release everything down. We're going to use our arms to kind of big stretch forward. This is what we call a tendu in ballet. It's a big stretching movement. So just big reach. And then slowly coming back into where you started. Finding the other side. Big stretch. If you're sitting or standing, you can your stretch with your legs as well. Reaching in front of you. Let's do it one more time each side. Big stretch. Falling back in, finding center position. And then one more time forward. Good. And then one time each side out to the side. So finding this big stretch, pushing to one side, maybe leaning with your shoulder. Good. Coming back in. Another one out to the other side. Good. Coming back in one final time. We're going to find some things. Really just find a big circle in your arms like you're hugging. Sliding up. Good, and then up overhead, like a ballerina you see in a book. Good, really feel beautiful for a moment. Feel that, and then just pressing open to the side. We'll do that one more time, like you're hugging a big beach ball in front of your chest. Good, then lift overhead like you're on stage or ballerina in a tutu. Good, and then find a big press down. Good, and we'll just finish that little part right there. Good. How did that feel for everyone? Starting to warm up a little bit? Awesome. So we're going to kind of jump into some of our Zumba exercises now. So again, we're just going to follow along for this one. It's going to move a little bit faster. And I'm just going to talk you briefly through what we're going to do for each little section. So yeah, Emily, if you want to pause the music real quick. So we're going to move into the Zumba. I'm just going to talk you through it real quickly so you have a brief idea of what I'm going to be shouting out at you. Again, you can watch me and you can watch Emily. We're going to repeat a lot of sections, but just so you have an idea of what's going to be coming. So this is going to be kind of a long dance. You're just going to follow along. For this one, we're going to kind of go classical jazz. So if you know any jazz dance moves, this is kind of what we're doing. The first section is going to be big arm movements. So we're going to be sweeping up with one arm, pressing it down, sweeping with the other arm. Good. We're going to find some circles here too. So we'll find our arms will reach and we'll just kind of let them swing in front of us. Good. And then we're going to find some reaches. So we'll do this in a few different patterns. And again, I'm going to shout it out. This is just so you have an idea. We'll just find some reaches up by our ears. So think a little bit of flash dance. Good. We'll find that. We'll find some where we cross and reach in front of our body. Good. So we're going to repeat that all a few times. And then I'm going to add a little step touch situation in here. If that's too much for your legs, don't worry about it. If you're sitting down, you can do it in your legs, just like Emily's doing. You can also find it as like a little bounce in your body, right? We're just getting a little groovy. We're going to repeat that whole section again. So we're just repeating it. Maybe you keep that step touch going. Maybe you drop it, whatever you're feeling today. And then we're going to find some kind of, and Emily actually kind of introduced me to this idea, some functional moves. So we're going to do things like putting on a coat, right? Where we're pretending we're putting on a coat. We're going to reverse it. We're going to pretend we're swimming in a pool. Good. And I am all about this high power move. So we're going to do a lot of flicking our wrists all the way up. Good. Just stuff like that. And then the last section is going to be a little bit of isolation. And isolation just means you're picking one part of your body and you're trying to move that separate from the rest of your body. So like we'll do like a upper torso isolation. We're just kind of shifting from your shoulders to your rib cage side to side. We'll use our head a little bit and we'll do some shoulders. So again, you don't have to remember any of that. I just want to give you a little heads up so I'm not yelling it all at you over Zoom. We're going to do some stuff slow. I'll always give the option to speed it up and I'll speed it up, but you can always keep it at halftime. So you can keep it slow. Just keep moving. It's going to be really fun to this song. Good? We ready to do some Zumba? Alrighty, here we go. We're going to use our right arm first. Reach up to the ceiling. Then press it down. Left arm, big reach up. Good. Big reach down. Now both arms reaching up. Big circle. One more. Dropping it down. We're going to do that 8 feet. Press it down. Both arms come back. Left arm, good, out to the side, right arm, left arm, good, again, right arm to the side, left arm to the center, moving it up, and one more time, good, then you drop it down to the top, right, keeping it out, and waiting for the side, bring the muscle, good, bring the time. Up, pressing down, good, left arm, reach, pressing down, so both arms up, big circle, good, last one, so we're going to use the drop, hands to go, right, left, to the side, to the wall, side to left, good, one more time, good, now do and your left arm one more time. Right arm and left arm. Good. Now you one more time. This is our second section. We're just going to find a little lean to the right side. So make it to the right. We're going to use the shoulder. Right. 4 times to the left. Good. You're going to use that as your arm. You can use the arm. And to the left. Good. Now put on your toe. So the right arm and the left arm one more time. And the left arm, good. Right arm, left arm, good. One more time. Good. Now elbow to the corner. Good, on the last one. On the last one. 4 times. And now put all the people open both together. Plus 8 elbows. And now clear off that table with the circle around, but left side. Good, last one. Clear off the table. Everybody come back into the middle. Find our isolation. Upper body goes right. Come back center. Like this. So go back and left. Back center. You can go back. You can go right. Go left. Go right. Left. 2 more. But now you use the head. You go over your head. Back your side. Go over your left leg. Go up to the back. Go right. And left. Right and left, but back to center, back to forward, up to your feet, and up and down, up to your feet, and drop them down and up to your feet. So one more time, up to your feet, and drop them down, so you up to your feet, back, so it's kind of then press it down, left arm goes up. Big up, both arms reach, big up. Then find a circle. And drop it down, just push your arms up to the center. Good, and put them down this time. So, one more time up. And then knock them down and then straight close. Again, yay! Awesome. Right on our music. How was that? Fun? Good. Keeping our heart rate up. We're going to keep going. So this is a different song. I'll do the same thing here. I'll give you a heads up of what's coming, and then that way you can just kind of enjoy it. This one is a little simpler, but it's a little groovier. So kind of have fun with this one. You're really small on a Zoom screen, so no one's watching you. Just dance like nobody's watching. So this first one, we're going to start with some big reaches. So we're going to start with some big diagonal reaches, and then you can lower and tap your leg. We'll do that slow a few times. We're going to reach forward and touch our chest. So all these first moves are just big reaches, and then we'll have an option to take it faster. It's pretty speedy, so they'll probably be pretty small, or you can keep it slow. So that's that first little section we're going to do a few times, and then we're going to do what we call a swan dive. We're going to bring both arms up overhead to touch, and then you're just going to dive like you're diving into a pool with your arms, and then we'll lift them up and we'll open. Good, so we'll do that a few times. You can make that as much of an upper body move as you want, or maybe just use your arms, whatever's safe and comfortable. And then we're going to do this little move. We're going to do this a few times too, where we cross our arms in front of us. So one then the other, and then we flip them down and we shoot them up overhead. Good, and then as we come down on this one, we're going to kind of groove it out because it's really fun. Good, we'll do that a few times as well. And then we're going to use our right arm. We're going to do this little open and close the door situation. So we'll press one arm out to the side. I'm going to use my left arm. We'll close the door with our right arm. So touch them together. Yeah, you're closing across your chest. And then you open the door and you drop it down. Good, so we'll do that to each side. So open, close, open. Good, and then the last big move I want you to know is we're going to be our windmill arms. So we'll do big windmill arms where you start on one side, go up overhead, and down to the other side. So again, that can be as big as you want it to be. It can be a small windmill. It could just be with your elbows. You have lots of options with that one. Again, same thing. I'm going to do parts of it slow and then give you an option to speed it up. You can keep it at half tempo, whatever you're doing, just follow along. Awesome. We'll start at the beginning of our Ed Sheeran song. This one's really groovy, so jam it out. Good, we have some time on this intro, so kind of get into the music. Ready? Here we go. We're going to reach to the diagonal on one side. Breathe. Big down, nice and slow. Other side, big breathe. Big down, nice and forward. Up your chest more. A little faster here. Ready? Up. up, down, three, again, up, down, three, three, one more time, like up, down, good, forward, this is flat, up, down, forward, up, inside, up, open, nice and one more time, outside, victory, guys, up, here we go, drop your arms forward, right, left, walk on the inside, reach what you're doing, good, and shake it out as you lower, good, one more time on the back, and up, drop it down, feel it, good, shake it out, here we go, our hands are up to the ceiling, and the left arm, just good, drop your right arm halfway, drop your left arm halfway, and shake it out, good, one more time, just like that, reach to the right, reach to the left, drop your right arm, drop your left arm, shake it out, good, we're going to close the door, left arm, close the door, open the door, drop it down the other side, reach, close the door, open the door, good, all the way over, all the way up, all the way down, good, other side, reach, really down, you can up and go back, go up, and down, up, and down, just like that, straight up, down, one more, straight up, straight down, this is all the way down, you can come up, down, other side, up, down, two forward, touch it down, one more, just like that, straight down, down, one time, up, down, up, open inside, here we go, open your door, left arm, close right, open, then down, right arm, left arm, close the door, then go up and over, all the way down the other side, good. Nice. Awesome. So those are our Zumba dances. I hope they were kind of fun for you. Keep it moving. I'm out of breath, screaming and dancing at the same time. Awesome. So we're going to keep going. We're going to kind of go back. We're going to leave the Zumba behind, and we're going to start to slow our heart rates down a little bit before we hand it over to Emily. We're going to do a little bit of modern dance. So classical modern dance is a lot about our torso. So it's going to kind of warm up our core for whatever Emily has us doing, working on our core, which I'm excited for. So this whole thing is going to be about curving your spine. It's going to be about a lateral movement, which is your spine leaning up and over to one side on the diagonal. And we're going to do a little bit of spiraling. So spiraling your shoulders on your hips. We'll add some arms. You can keep it simple. We'll just have you follow along for this one as well, but it's really a focus on the torso. Alrighty, so yeah, we can play our music. We'll just follow along and we'll do some torso moves. So wherever you are, let's just start to find a big curve in our torso, right? So think top of the head to the base of wherever you're sitting or standing. Just find a big curve forward and a big stretch, almost like the pleating we just did. Good, and you can keep your head up if you want to keep your gaze locked on something for stability, or you can let it curve all the way down. Just take a few more like this. Big curve, big reach up. One more here, nice and easy. Finding a big curve. Good, stretching and reaching up. Now let's find a nice spiral. So really focus on your shoulders. You're just gonna rotate to one side, really feeling a spiral. Good, coming back to your center as far as you can go. It can be a really small movement. Good, you can add your right arm lift on this spiral. It's almost like the right arm is opening the door. Good, then come back through center, drop your arm down. Good, Good, now your left arm reaches up as you rotate and twist. Good, bring it back through center. This time, let's combine the two. Find a little curve first. Then as you straighten, you're gonna lift your right arm and spiral to the right. Good, and coming back through center, keep your arm forward, drop it down. Good, again, finding a curve in your spine. And then lifting your left arm to spiral to the left side. Beautiful, bring it back through center, drop your arm down. We're gonna switch gears here. We're gonna find our lateral. So think big diagonal, up and over, leaning from the top of your head, almost like you're gonna fall off the cliff to one side. Good, and then coming back up through center, up and over to the other side. Falling off a cliff. Good, come back through center. You can add your arm, so almost make it like a stretch if you want. A little lean up and over, not too much. Good, then back up through center. Reaching to the other side, maybe adding your arm, keeping your head on your spine. Good, bring it back through center. Release it all out, shake it out for a second. Let's do the big stretches we did in the beginning with our arm, those tandus. So reach your right arm forward and spiral to the left. So almost like you're opening back like a bow and arrow. Good, then shooting back through center, other side. This time left arm reaches, opening to the right side like a bow and arrow. Good, let's just take a few like that, a little faster. So really sweeping, you can add your back arm, sweeping to the other side, big reach. Good, one more like this each side. So reaching one more time to the other side. Good, come back and release it down. Let's just circle our arms a few times, nice and easy. Kind of releasing all your shoulder and chest tension. Good, you can reverse the circle, go in to come up. Good, just one more, just like this. Good, and let's just come center for a second before we release the gears for Emily. Really find your stability. Maybe roll your shoulders down your spine, open your chest, feel tall and proud. Good, take a big inhale and a big exhale and just release all that fun tension out. Good, beautiful. And Emily, I think we'll hand it over to you now.
All right, so we are gonna kind of switch gears a little bit. So go ahead and grab your tennis ball. We're gonna do a little bit of a fun, what's called neuromotor exercise. And neuromotor exercises are really great. It's good for our balance. It's good for our hand-eye coordination, dexterity, especially for those of us maybe who we need to work on those fine motor skills. And so we're gonna be doing some hand-eye coordination. I love doing these because we can incorporate this in a lot of different ways. Maybe while we're watching TV during commercial breaks, it's just a fun way to get the body moving and works on our proprioception, where we are in space. So all of these look like, if for those of you who are doing it standing, you're welcome to do it standing. For those of you who want to do it seated, that works too. So find your tennis ball or your stuffed animal or pair of socks or whatever you have. Here we go. So one of the things that I do with a lot of the exercises I teach, I often experience some cognitive challenges. So sometimes if you give me too much information, I can't remember. So it is up on the screen. If you get lost, refer to the screen. That's where all the exercises we're about to do for the next 10 minutes or so. So whether you're standing or seated, roll those shoulders down and back, open up the arms nice and wide. We're gonna exchange the ball in front. So exchanging from right to left and open and switch. Good, you can start off nice and slow. You can speed it up if you want. If you're seated and in a safe place, close those eyes. See where you are in space. Being aware of our body, squeezing those shoulder blades as you open up your arms. Good, opening up that chest. Keep moving, good. You can always do 30 seconds here. You can do a certain number of reps, whatever feels good, but you're gonna feel those arms warm up. Perfect. Let's do 2 more. Open up nice and big, 1 and 2. Keep those arms out nice and wide. Rotate the wrists up to the sky. This time we're gonna exchange up overhead. Bring the ball up nice and high and back down. Good. Keep your core nice and strong. Work that range of motion, whatever feels comfortable for you. So if you've got some shoulder challenges, you can always just come up over kind of the front of your head too. Good, keep going. Good work. Nice, Colleen. Good job, Sean. Yes, Carol. Good, John. I'll keep calling out people's names once I see ya. Good, Brenda. Keep it up. Woo! I feel those arms. Brenda, you're working with weights, so this is gonna be a little bit more challenging. Give me 1 more. Up overhead Good. Release the arms, shake it out a little bit. All right, so either you're sitting on the edge of your chair or standing up nice and tall. We're gonna exchange the ball back behind. So we're in this position all day, maybe over a computer, over our phones. So this is really gonna open up our chest. You're gonna bring that ball back behind, exchange, and then in front. Good. So we're opening up that chest. And if we're unable to get all those arms all the way back, I just want you to open up as big as you can. Good. We're gonna go one direction, maybe clockwise, maybe counterclockwise. I'm gonna challenge your mind, and we're gonna go the other direction shortly. Nice. Focusing on the grabbing that ball or whatever object you're using. Can we switch directions? We're gonna work cognition too. We're working the brain with our body. Good. Keep it up. Give me 3, 2, and 1. Nice. All right, so we're gonna do what's called a pancake. So we're gonna toss the ball back and forth. If that feels good, or you can just keep it in single hand. We're gonna go right to left. Nice. Good. I love it. Keep it up. Feel free to maybe toss the ball while you turn. Can you look forward and not look at the ball? Again, we're working proprioception. Keep it up. Keep it up. Maybe the toss is small. Maybe it's big. Maybe it's high. Again, we're working that hand-eye coordination. This might be challenging. This might get easier as time goes on. Keep it up. 3, 2, 1 hand only. So whichever hand you choose. Again, maybe we kind of toss across the body, working a little bit of spinal rotation. Maybe one hand is more dominant than the other. Now we're gonna switch if that's possible, or you stick with that other side. Maybe challenge yourself, see if you can toss a little bit higher. I'm not left-handed, so this is a lot more challenging. Nice. 3, good, I love it. 2, 1, beautiful. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of a core move, shoulders, and some spinal rotation. So whether you're standing or seated, I like to call these wood chop presses. So I'm gonna clasp both hands around that object, reach it up to the sky, nice extension in the spine, and we're gonna slowly twist and bring it to one hip. Exhale as we reach, inhale as we twist. Good, so we're just gonna reach and then twist to one side, bring the ball to that right hip, reach it up and twist to the left. So if we're standing, we can kind of be here. Exhale as we reach, protects that lower back. Nice. So it feels good in the spine as we lengthen those arms up to the sky. Perfect. Couple more. Let's go one more on each side, and then we're gonna finish with some sky to ground. This is gonna feel a little bit like a cardio move. So again, we're clasping our hands around that ball or grab and hold nice and tight. Reach it up to the sky, lengthening in the spine. Bring the ball to your hips and then down to the ground if we're seated. If we're standing, we can do a baby squat. Good, reach it up and down, bending in the knees, pushing those hips back. Good, reach it up. If bending down makes you dizzy, we can always reach it up and reach forward. Nice. You're gonna feel that heart rate get up there. So either reaching forward or reaching up to the sky and down to the ground, getting a nice bend in those hips. Breathing through this, you might feel the heart rate get up there. Anytime we reach our hands up over our head, that just increases our heart rate. Can you give me 2 more? Here's 1 and 2. Woo! Well done. Put that ball onto the ground, grab some water. If you need to turn on a fan to cool down, go for it. We're gonna move into some strength. So we're gonna move on to strength. So these strength moves are going to be no equipment, which is wonderful. Again, we're gonna have some options up on the screen. So when it comes to doing strength, there's so many different formats. So we're just gonna kind of play with some timing today. We're gonna be doing about 30-second intervals, 15 seconds rest. We'll go through these a couple of times. Some of these moves are compound movements, which means we're working multiple muscles at the same time. So if we maybe experience fatigue, muscle fatigue, when we can combine multiple muscles at the same time, it's a lot of effort with not as much, we don't have to work as much time because we're doing a lot of things at the same time. So, and we're gonna work our cognition. So this first option, we're gonna be doing a single arm punch. So I'm punching with my right arm forward, extending left leg out. So we're gonna be here, and then we're gonna switch. So we're working that quad if we're seated. Standing option, you can maybe either tap a foot or kick a foot. That's gonna challenge your balance. Other option, let's just stand and extend and extend. Really squeezing in those muscles, working the triceps, biceps, and tops of the shoulders. All right, so you can either do that standing option and reach. You can add the leg extension or do it seated with me. You all ready? Here we go. I'm gonna turn on my timer. The nice thing about timed intervals is we don't have to count and we go at our own pace. So maybe you need to slow it down. If you want to speed it up and turn it into more of a cardio movement, you totally can. We're gonna work 30 seconds. We're gonna rest for 15. We might go through these twice. So here we go. 15 seconds, we'll get started. I wanna see everybody up on the screen so I can holler at you, say, keep it up. All right, 5 seconds, we'll get started. So again, we're working right arm with left leg, left arm with right leg. Here we go, ready? Let's go, squeeze and extend. Good. So that standing option, maybe we're just standing and extending that arm, or you're kicking that leg almost like a toy soldier. Good, just like Sophia, perfect. Nice, Maureen. Good, Sherilyn, perfect. Good, Colleen. Nice, John. Good, Brenda. We can always tap that foot forward too, if maybe just a tap works. Good, you got 5 more seconds. We're gonna rest and move on to our next move. And rest. Good, okay, so every time we're gonna hinge, so if we're seated, I'm gonna bend forward, bringing my chest towards my thighs, and then I'm gonna open up my arms nice and big into a reverse fly, touch those ankles, and then sit up nice and tall. If we're standing, I'm hinging at the waist, maybe reaching towards those knees, open up the arms nice and big into a reverse fly, squeezing in the glutes and standing up nice and tall. Really make sure you engage those glutes if you're standing, because that tells your body, oh, my glutes are doing the work, not my lower back. Does this feel good? All right, here we go. We'll get started in about 5 seconds. Sitting up nice and tall for seated, and begin. So you're gonna bend at the hips, open up those arms, squeeze in the shoulder blades, touch those ankles, and sit nice and tall. Breathing through this move. Good, up and squeeze, hinge, and reach. We hinge all day long as we bend down to pick something up off the floor. We gotta use that core, glutes, get us back up. Good. Give me one more. Open up nice and big, up and rest. Awesome. All right. We're gonna do a curl to a press, no weight. If you have weights, feel free to use it, or tennis balls. We're just gonna curl those arms up, focusing on the bicep, curl, and press it up to the sky, and back down, and extend. All right, if you wanna add in lower body, if we're standing, maybe we do, this is gonna work your balance and alternate, or we're just standing, curling and pressing. Or for the seated option, maybe I lift my knee and hold and alternate. We're here for 30 seconds. Choose whichever option feels good to you. I may just do the seated option with just arms. Here we go. So curl those arms, feel the biceps, reach the arms up nice and high. If you have weights and you wanna add them, go for it. So we're working biceps as we curl those arms up. Exhale to that shoulder press. Good. Even if we don't have weights, body weight is still a great form of resistance. Maybe we have water bottles or weights, curl and press. Keep it up. Maybe we add that knee. Can you give me one more? Curl and press. Awesome. All right, moving on. We're gonna work tops of the shoulders and our chest. So I want you to raise those arms up parallel to the ground, and then we're gonna bring those fists together, squeeze in the chest. Pull the arms back, press, out, and down. So it's a lot of moves. So we're gonna out to the side, squeeze together, pull those elbows back, push the arms forward, outside, and down. I know, we're working the mind. Now, if you wanna maybe tap it out to the side, you can, or just do the arms. There's a lot happening, so I'm just sticking with my arms. Here we go, 30 seconds of work. Let's go, out to the side. Squeeze those thumbs together, pull the elbows back, push forward, out to the side, and down. Notice those shoulders as we raise those arms, squeezing in the chest. As we pull those elbows back, we're working those postural muscles. Push forward, chest again, out wide, and down. Nice. If we can do this one standing, you're working those glutes, quads, everything, push. And wide. Good, one more. Pull those thumbs together, pull the elbows back, push forward, out wide, and down. Awesome. All right, we ready to do that all one more time? Now we know what we're doing. Perfect. All right, So see if you can maybe, when we do this one, can you hold for a couple of seconds when we extend, or if we're standing, maybe we just raise the knee, raise the knee. Here we go. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Extend, opposite arm with that opposite leg, and switch. Or you're just sticking with arms, or you're doing it standing with just the arms, or if you want to work your balance, you can raise that knee. Nice. Really squeeze nice and hard. If we're having a bad day, I like doing some punches. This is where we can channel that energy. You got 10 more seconds, let's go. Next move, we're doing that hinge to reverse fly. If you're doing the standing option, you can follow Sofia. If you're doing the seated option, follow me. Here we go. So sit up nice and tall. Again, we're hinging at the hips, and then we're doing that reverse fly. Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2. So we're gonna hinge forward, keeping that back flat. Open up those arms nice and big, squeezing the shoulder blades, touch those, and sit up nice and tall. Good, open. Good, I love it, nice. Perfect. Notice we're working all those postural muscles. Helps us stand up nice and tall. Feel it in the glutes, hamstrings. Breathing through each of these moves. Exhale, we sit nice and tall. Can you give me one more? Down, open up, and rest. Woo! All right, curl to press. You can stand and do this one if you feel up to it, or stay seated with me. I want you to envision you got really heavy weights. We're gonna go nice and slow, curl it up and press it up to the sky. Ready? And nice, slow, curl, 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 press it up. One of the really cool things about our mind is when we do that mind-body connection and we think about what muscles we're working, it actually works them even more. So as you curl, I want you to think about those biceps. Curl, curl, curl. Press it up to the sky, working those shoulders. Good. Breathe. Exhale as we curl. And inhale as it comes back down. Last one, curl it up. Press it up. And rest. All right, last one. Lateral raise, chest fly. That like 5-part move. Work that brain. Sit up nice and tall or stand nice and tall. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Raise those arms up. Squeeze those thumbs together. Pull the elbows back. Push. Reach it out wide and down. Good. Slow it down if you need to slow it down. Again, we're noticing what muscles we feel. Up to those shoulders. Squeezing in the chest. Pull those elbows back. Push it forward. Out wide. Lots of shoulder rotation movement. Good, Colleen. Good, Sherilyn. Ooh, Carol, you're using those weights. I like it. Good, Sean. Good, Jen. Nice job, John and Brenda. And rest. Ooh, I love it when we end on a song. Okay, so we've got one more fun thing before we move in and cool it down. We're gonna do a little bit of reaction. So part of neuromotor exercises is also reaction. Life is never predictable, just like living with a chronic illness is never predictable. So sometimes a child will come or something's on the floor and we gotta be able to react. So we're gonna work a little bit of reaction. So either standing or seated. So you've got 4 moves up on the screen. We're just gonna either pump those arms, march it out in place, and when I call out up, you're gonna reach those arms up as quick as you can, back to that march. Down, we're gonna reach it down. So either if you're standing, you can just do a baby squat or touch the ground. Wide, we're gonna press it wide, and then forward, press it forward. So you're gonna go quick, and I'm gonna call out maybe one, maybe multiple ones. So we gotta work the mind as we go up, down, forward, wide. Have fun with it. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. So I'm gonna turn on my timer. And yeah, life's not predictable. This won't be predictable. You won't know what I'm doing, and neither will I. So that's the fun part. Are you ready? Let's march it up. You can pump those arms, march it out. All right, we'll start off easy, and then I'll make it a little bit more challenging. Ready? Up. Good. Down. Nice. Wide. Forward. All right, now we got an idea. Up. Wide. Down. Forward. All right, up, down. Nice. Wide, forward. Good. Down, wide, forward. Good. Up, down, wide. Nice. Let's go wide, up, forward. Good. Forward, wide, up. Up, up, down, down. Nice. Woo. Wide, forward, wide. Nice. Up, down, wide, forward. Up, down, wide, forward. Reverse it. Forward, wide, down, up. Forward, wide, down, up. You got it. Let's go up, forward, wide. Keep it up. The nice thing about this is there's no failing. Even if we screw up, we're still moving. All right, here we go. Down, forward, wide. Woo. Up, forward, up. Good, couple more. Wide, forward, up. Good. Up, up, wide, wide. Good. We're going forward 4 times. Forward 4 times. Good. Up, down, forward. All right, here's our last one. Forward, wide, down, up. Oh no, I messed up. Forward, wide, down, and up. And rest. See, if we can have fun with it and laugh, it's good. How's everyone doing? We good? Feeling all right? Okay.
Yes, do what you need to do. We'll just follow along for this one again. Emily, I think we'll go right to the last song on there. It's nice and slow so we can cool down. Just follow along. I'll kind of combine some of the ideas we touched on all this stuff. This is for you. We'll end with some stretching. So really do what you need to do here. Wherever you are, whether you seated or standing, as in you can follow along to whatever you want. Good. And you should kind of feel a lot of energy right now. Lots of kind of buzzing and tingling on your skin, right? You feel your heart. You're very aware of how your body feels. It probably feels very different than it did almost an hour ago already. And just sweep your arms up. So we're kind of finishing where we started, right? Big inhale, really start to slow down your heart rate. Maybe cross your hands at the top and then find a big press down as you exhale. Good, one more like this. Really deep breaths, reaching up, maybe lifting your gaze if it's comfortable for you. Exhale, press it all the way down. Good, and then find a really tall spine. We're gonna find a curve in our torso one final time today. You can let this be a curve from the top of your head, or you can just curve and keep your head on your spine. Just find a few like this, big stretch. Again, another curve, really using your breath, exhaling as you curve, inhaling as you stretch, and then take it over to one side. So curving your shoulder down to your hip, maybe reaching your arm long. Good, and then scooping back up through center, other side. Exhaling as you curve, maybe reaching and stretching. Good, inhale, coming back up. Let's find a nice big arm stretch. So whatever you need here, you can reach your arm across your body, roll your shoulders down. You can take it behind your head. Wherever you want to feel this, just really breathe in your muscles. Keep your shoulder rolling down your spine. Good, and as you exhale, switch sides. You can continue this side wherever you need to stretch on this side. Good. Big breath, and then exhale, release it all down. I always like to stretch my hands. Never do it. So really reach your palm forward, stretching however you want to feel this. Good. You can even stretch your forearm or just the front side of your arm. Maybe switching sides, getting both sides. Maybe just feeling a length and a stretch for that side of your arm. Good. And then we're going to reach behind us. So find this big stretch. If you can clasp your arms, go for it. If you just want to reach and open your chest, whatever you want to feel, you're opening the opposite direction. Good, and then release it all down. If you're seated, you can start to find some movement in your legs. If you're standing and it's comfortable, pick up one leg, do that as well. Just kind of relax your ankles, right? They hold a lot of tension and start to bring out a lot. So well, just rolling and moving some of that. Good, and you can just stretch your legs forward. Keep it on the floor if you're seated. Good, if you're standing, you can just kind of get a bend in your leg. Good, and then switching sides, stretching back side of our leg. Good, and then coming back up. Keep rolling your shoulders, just like big circles. So really good, you feel like a big stretcher. pull upper torso. Good. And then reverse the neck direction. Circling the other way. Finding all those different movements. Good. And then as you come back to center, I like to continue my ballet classes. Imagine that you're on the stage and thank everyone on this class. Give yourself a big inhale and keep your arms up overhead. Maybe your audience is a big bow forward. And then just roll all the way. Awesome. That was so fun. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed it. We're here if anybody has questions or comments. We have a few minutes left if you want to ask us anything or talk about anything. Emily, I don't know if you want to talk about other places they can reach you, your YouTube and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so I teach live classes on Facebook, a seated class once a week. So if you find my private Facebook group, Keep Moving with Emily, I teach a live class there, but then that gets recorded and then it gets put up on YouTube. So I also have a YouTube. So find Keep Moving with Emily on my Instagram handle. People find the classes that you teach. I know you teach a couple of different virtual ones, right?
Yeah, so we have what we call Ballet for All Abilities every Sunday at 10 a.m. I had to think about that. And it's a really fun ballet class. It's a little different than what we did here today with the Zumba, but it's a little more focused on classical. There's lots of fun classical music if you're somebody that likes that. And you can read about our other services. We do have a YouTube channel. It's all on our website, which is just thedancermovement.com. And our Instagram is the same, just the Dancer Movement. So all of our stuff is on there. We have classes, we have videos, we have fun YouTube. It's all there.